I hear this all the time when I'm talking to people say, aren't all websites converting sites? All websites have the potential to be a converting site. I mean, from the standpoint of they're on the web. If someone happened to find you, but it doesn't convey information that the customer is looking for. So let me ask you this, Brendan. I mean, how many websites have you and I looked at and just chuckled about when we look at the website, there's no phone number in the first fold, no phone number.
Oh, countless. I mean, we've talked about this, looked at many of them together. I mean, even I was just telling you about all the bad advice that comes on some of the social media platforms, Facebook all the time, right? Somebody recently I saw was asking, hey, I've never had a website. Should I get one or not? And all these other inspectors around the country are saying, no, I've never had one. No, never need to bother. I think that's just terrible advice. People need to find some good information and they're going to find it, whether it's your site or somebody else's site.
What those inspectors didn't say, they had no business. Yeah, oh, we sitting here on the internet just, trying to bash you new guys so y'all will go away and won't compete against us for the one inspection we got last month.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So all websites have the potential to convert, but they don't because the customer doesn't understand what's in it for them by doing it. I mean, I look at websites sometimes, I don't even know what state it's in. It might have a city, let's just say Madison. Okay, is that Madison, Tennessee, Madison, Alabama, Madison, where, whatever. I
Mhm.
mean, how do I know that? Am I supposed to know that by the area code? Maybe the phone number's in the upper third of the site or not in the
Yeah.
first fold? I got no idea. I mean, these are things. So one of the elements I think, Brandon, that makes a converting website, and it's not a ranking. I guess it is a ranking element, really, but it's user experience. If you come to a website that, let's just be honest with each other, sucks, okay, because you can't find any information or anything like that. I mean, what a terrible user experience. Would you continue?
No.
How about now if it had up at top, any inspection, $99 plus a reinspection included. Now you might get some readers. That might convert for
Yeah.
El Cheapo,
Yeah.
and the fact of the matter is, thanks. I'm going to get some referrals now from your customers, which are cheaper than you are. So I can have every headache in the world in the home inspection business you could have. Oh,
Hmm.
that doorknob was loose. You didn't tell me I had to spend $3 to do it. I want a refund. Please, gosh almighty. So all websites truly, in the fact of the matter, are not converting websites because they don't contain the elements the consumer wants to know to make a decision for you.
Hmm.
You know what, the home inspector, here's what happened to them. They don't give the consumer the chance to make that decision. They might be a fantastic home inspector, but they just don't really understand how websites really work.
Hmm.
Okay. And so if that's you, if you're a great home inspector and your website isn't getting as much business as you need, it might be time to say, whoa, I might need to revisit that website.
Yeah.
Because who in the world doesn't think okay, so let me say this, when a few of our older customers, the ones that have been around with us forever, came on or got into the home inspection business, they actually had to tell people what a home inspection was. And then they had to convince them why they needed a home inspection.
Yeah.
Okay. But those days were like forever ago,
Yeah.
eons. Okay. So
Yeah.
everybody today that buys a house gets, I need a home inspection. We haven't had to say that in a long time. Have we read, hi, this is Ken. And I see you're buying a home. I think you need a home inspection.
Hmm.
Really? We haven't said that forever. Okay, even when I started, people knew what a home inspection was. Now there was a paper report, but they knew what it was. You didn't have to convince anybody for it. But today, our friend, the internet, okay, almost everybody. Okay, so let's say your agent, if they're still around when you listen to this, agent says you need to get a home inspection. Here's somebody I like. Well, what do? They go online and they type in that person's name. Maybe they like them, maybe they don't, but they generally go in and type in home inspector, whatever city they're in.
Yeah.
Then they see all of the alternatives to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you might be a great home inspector, but if you're not on the internet and you don't have a site that lets the buyer convince themselves you're right for them, you lose. So great home inspectors go out of business on a regular basis because they're not leveraging this tool. And I make no mistake about it. I mean, is this a tool, Brandon? I mean, just like your laser pointer, your moisture meter, hell, this is a tool, right?
Well, yeah. And honestly, like, for us, our online presence has always been so important. Am I lagging here? Uh, so our website is key to our inspection or our marketing, right?
Mhm.
And we still do market to our agents. We got quite a few agents that we work with, but we never want to put ourselves in a position where we have to rely solely on the agent referrals. So we've really broadened our base, but had a strong online presence and website that converts, so that when those buyers, those clients come and look for us online, we show up, we got the best ranking, we got the best reviews, and we convert those clients into paying customers.
So let's just even go further on what you said, because what you said is exactly true. But when the real estate agent gives your name, the customer goes look up you up on the website,
Yeah,
on the internet. They're
of
looking
course,
up that
yeah.
website. And if it
Yeah.
sucks, no reviews, no anything, they ain't doing it. Okay. And Beth and I had that exact thing. Down in Placida, we bought a house in South Florida. And guy gave us a name. I looked at guy, Beth and I looked at guy. We said, I said, we ain't using him. There ain't no chance we're using him.
Yeah.
So we found our own by doing a Google search. So just because the agent gives your name doesn't mean that you can convert that lead. Because if somebody goes to your website and it's horrible,
Mhm.
they're not doing it. I mean, people need to have confidence that you're a professional person, and so many websites don't convey that. They have a terrible user experience with your website. Then they're going to think, "Ooh, am I going to have a better user experience with this person in person? Maybe not." So, they don't know if they can trust you. And, in this business, I don't know what you think, Brandon, but trust is like kind of important, right? I think it's
Oh yeah,
really
yeah,
important. The
for
wind was
sure.
blowing. I was like, what in the world shaking a window or whatever? There, the wind is going crazy. So anyway, yeah, I think trust is like the most important thing you have as a home inspector. If we don't trust you, how are we going to trust your report, your findings, your ability to help us through this process or transaction?
Yeah.
I mean, trust, pretty important thing. So if they have a terrible user experience, are they going to be able to trust you in person more than what they saw on your website? There's a good chance you're going to lose some of that business. Maybe not all, but a large portion.